Hey guys, this is Doc and Bean.
I'm Doc, she's Bean.
And we talk all things travel. We're an adventurous couple that explores the world hand in hand. With over 2 decades of experience, you'll get to see our journey plus exclusive interviews, the latest travel tips and tricks. So stick around because our passion for travel is contagious. And today we have with us an amazing couple that traded their luxury apartment in Atlanta, Georgia, and is now living their dream as digital nomads in Da Nang, Vietnam. Welcome, Jay and Sara.
Doing. Hello.
All right.
Thanks
How
for
are
having
y'all?
us.
We're super
Yeah.
excited to be here.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Well,
excited to have you.
All right, so let's get right to it. You
You're
moved
right.
you moved from Atlanta to Da Nang in just 60 days. From decision
Yes.
to
60
move was
days.
only 60 days. How did you come to that decision?
Well, one day we were sitting down watching YouTube. We big YouTubers, so we always watching YouTube for our free time. And we saw a couple. It was Lisa and Josh,
Lisa and
and they
Josh,
was traveling
shout
to.
outs.
Yeah, shout out to Lisa and Josh, by the way. They was traveling through Vietnam and on a budget. I think their budget was like $1,500 for like
13.
yeah, like for 13 or 14 days. And it was like, yo, we saw how beautiful Vietnam was. We were like, man, we're living wrong. We should be living there.
Uh,
we really enjoyed what we saw on TV, on YouTube. And we was like, we should make that move. We should jump, and go for
mhm.
And we
And this
jumped.
is the first trip you ever been on, or the first international trip.
it. Yeah.
Why Vietnam? Why Da Nang? Why not another place?
I I think that Vietnam chose us, and I like to tell everyone that we knew nothing about the country. We weren't expecting to find a country that we wanted to move into or do any of the crazy things. We weren't even expecting that. We had conversations about leaving the country, leaving the US one day, but we didn't know that that one day was going to be at that moment. And so when it happened, that because I think I want to say creatures of habit, right? When it comes
Right.
to certain things. So that it was the first thing that we saw. And instead of sleeping on that first thing that we saw and say, hey, let's go browse around and see how much another country's going to cost and another country's going to cost and still being stuck in that cycle continuously. It's like, hey, let's go see how this country works out. And if this is great, then we stick around. And if, and in that process, we'll visit other places. If it doesn't, we're not bound to one place. So it's just, it shows us and we're like, hey, let's see how it
And
works.
we love it. We really do. We love it.
So, how did you solidify that decision? You watched a video, or like, oh, we got to do this. How did you actually come to the decision? Listen, this is what we're doing, and we're out.
Well, we really didn't have a choice. I mean, we had a choice, but we talked about it. We told a lot of people. I remember telling my job, I was like, hey, I put my like 2 weeks in. It wasn't really a 2 weeks notice, but I let them know what we was doing. And
Hmm.
we kind of just made the decision like, we're going to do this. I think after that first time we watched the video, we went downstairs to work out in the gym and we both was kind of off a little bit. And we like, are you feeling that? Like,
Are
we
you
felt fear.
serious?
We were
Like,
like, you serious about
if
it?
you
Like, yeah, I'm
serious, I'm
serious.
serious,
Yeah, so
and
we both were serious about it. And we're like, you know what? We're gonna do it. We're gonna jump. We have faith that everything is gonna work out. We believe in God, and we feel like this was our journey to do. So we jumped. You know, we just
and
made
one
the
of the
jump.
things that we don't like is being afraid.
No,
We didn't like that feeling. So we woke up the next morning from seeing that video, and I think there was like a spirit of depression that just felt like it was on both of us. And I'm like, hey Jay, you go work out. I'm gonna stay behind and pray because I feel odd. And so when we went to have when I went to meet him at the gym, I noticed he was kind of as if he was sitting around waiting for me to come downstairs. And so I'm
I was
like,
off my game.
yeah, he was off, which is off. And so I'm like, hey, what are you doing? And he's like, I feel like we really should talk about it. Are you serious? And that really was the final point. It was the decision making at that moment on that Monday. And I'll never forget the day because we watched the video on a Sunday. And that Monday morning, it was finalized to us. We started moving and operating as if we're going to Vietnam. Every video, we weren't even watching movies anymore.
Yeah,
We
we're
were
just
just
watching Vietnam
Vietnam.
videos, trying to learn the language. We switched our Duolingo over to Vietnamese so we could learn Vietnamese. We were just serious about it. from that day,
That
from
was
that Sunday.
amazing.
I started making pies.
She was over here cooking like, hey, we're over to cook some pho. I'm like, okay, let's do it.
We just started adopting the culture while we
Right.
were
Right.
in Atlanta.
Uh-huh.
Man, that's amazing. So, did you own a home or you rented? How easy was it just to transition or to say, like, you know,
It
we're
was
doing it in
renting.
60 days? What was the process?
We was renting, and we were just renting month to month, so it was easy for us to get out of, to get out of everything. So it wasn't too bad. Like I said, we made our
Mm-hmm.
decision, and we was like, yo, this is what we're gonna do. We sold all the stuff that we did have, and we took a few things that we did want. We couldn't take everything, when you're traveling, you got to travel
Mm-hmm.
light. So we took a few items, personal items that we wanted. Gave a lot of clothes away, a lot of shoes away, and got on
Jump.
the plane. Yeah,
Yeah, we
just got on the
jump.
plane, right?
So did your family, when you told your family, told your friends, what did they say?
Oh,
Oh, they didn't believe us at first. I mean,
Uh,
friends, they're like, "What? Vietnam?" I mean,
there's a
people did,
war.
yeah, like, like, what's going on in Vietnam? Like, out of all the places, why did y'all choose Vietnam? I'm like, well,
right.
it chose us in a sense, and we had
Mm-hmm.
to kind of like let people know, just give them history about Vietnam a little bit, and that's what we started our YouTube channel. Was like, hey, let's show y'all about. We want to show more people about Vietnam and the culture, and the cost of living and healthcare. There's different things about Vietnam that not too many people know about. So, but family, they were supportive. Our family was very supportive about it. It
Mm-hmm.
was like, you know what? At first, they was a little bit, but once we was like, we serious about it, they was like, okay, well, we can't stop y'all from doing what y'all want to do. So,
They were supportive, and they're still supportive because in the back of their minds, they're like, they're on vacation. We're just gonna give them some time. They're on
Uh,
vacation. They're gonna come back. So till this day, they still think that we are out on vacation.
yeah.
Like
mm,
we're gonna come back. Like, hey, when you come back, I need you to do such and such
No,
and
I'm
such and
actually
right.
that
such.
today. She was like, hey, when y'all come back, we need some help moving some stuff around. I
It's
was like,
like,
I'm like, okay.
Mhm.
Like,
But
all
y'all
right.
don't plan on coming back.
mm-mm.
No, no.
No.
Our last video we posted. I mean, we would come back to visit, to
Yeah.
visit,
Right.
Yeah.
visit family and friends, but
Uh-huh.
not to move, not to
Yeah,
stay.
and even the comeback, we were having a conversation about that today. We're like,
Mm-hmm.
if we're going back and to visit our friends and families, what are we gonna eat?
Mm.
That's the biggest question because it's like we've been doing so much work and eating unprocessed food and healthier foods and having a
Mm-hmm.
coconut in the morning and a banh mi, and it's just like, what are we
Right.
gonna eat? Like, do we just eat at Vietnamese restaurants the
Right.
entire time that we're in the US? And even then,
Yeah.
Right.
it's still not the same. So we're like we need to get them over here because it seems like it's not gonna work for us.
Yeah.
Right.
So his family said, like, oh, you know what? They're gonna come visit. Have you anyone said yes to Kakara? I know you invited people. What are they?
They want to, but you know how it
Mhm.
is. People
Yeah.
working.
Yeah.
My father, he's getting ready to retire, so he was like, you know what? When I retire, I want to spend at least a month out there. I'm like, yeah,
Mhm.
let's do that.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
a few friends, they want to come too. They trying to get their money together. They want to definitely travel and explore too.
And another thing too,
Mhm.
I feel like a lot of people, because they don't know Vietnam, they have the notion that like, maybe not Vietnam. You guys said you're going to Thailand. When you get to Thailand, we'll come see you in Thailand. Thailand for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Thailand's the place. And we're like,
Yeah.
okay. So they're excited about Thailand more so than they are about coming to visit us
Yeah.
in Vietnam.
So
Mm.
Thailand has the
Definitely.
reputation for everybody.
Yeah.
They know about
Hmm.
Thailand.
Yes,
Mm.
they
Yes.
really do.
For you too.
Yeah, well,
But she
But
looked at
me
him like
too.
that.
Yeah, me too.
he's in love with
Yeah,
Thailand.
Thailand is just, it ticks all the boxes, right?
Mm.
Even though Vietnam is close.
Yeah.
Vietnam is really close. I like that too, and really like Da Nang. But I want to talk about your first steps off the plane, your first day, your first 48 hours, your first week there.
Well,
What?
first,
Uh-huh.
their issue at the airport, because it took them
Yes.
days
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, we got to get to that. That's
to
first.
the airport.
So, yeah.
Your travel to get in there. Tell us about that, because I saw the video
Mm-hmm.
and it was a little traumatic. For
We
me, I
can
can't
laugh about
imagine
it
y'all.
now. But it was tough. It was really tough. Yeah, she really did. We were stranded in the airport for 7 days. For seven
Mm.
days trying to get to Vietnam. We had purchased a buddy pass.
Don't do it.
Yep, don't do that ever again.
Uh,
And so how buddy passes work, if they mostly for people who, like, if the plane's not full, you would get a seat on the buddy pass. And
mhm,
all these planes was full at the time we was traveling. Like everybody was going out of country, going to, 'cause we was going to Hong Kong at first. Yeah, we had to go to Hong Kong. We had a connection flight from Hong Kong to Da Nang, Vietnam.
mhm,
So these planes was packed. Well, I tell you, we could not find a plane. We had to go from San Francisco to LAX. We was like two different airports trying to find somewhere. Then stand in the airport, trying to get hotels, eating every day at the airport. Very, very expensive. So the money, it was so, just draining your money away. And it was just very frustrating, but
And
we got through it.
right. And what people don't, what we weren't thinking about is like, oh yeah, we got a buddy pass and we're going to Hong Kong. Exciting. But what we failed to remember is that we got a buddy pass and we're going to Hong Kong, an Asian country. And what Asian people will not do is miss a flight. They are always on time. They are always on time. So they're not about to miss their flight. So every single time we're like, oh, somebody's not coming. They're not here. They're not here. And there's 3 seats missing. They're right. They're right there.
Yep.
They're right there. They just probably was sitting and didn't hear their name, something, but they are right around the corner. They're not late. They just didn't hear.
Mm. Wow.
Definitely.
So then about once you got into Da Nang, what was, your first thought? How was that?
It was exciting. We were so excited. We like, we got off the plane. I wanted to cry too. I'm like, we finally here. We checked into
yeah,
our B&B. We slept good that night. I tell
We
you that.
did.
yeah.
We
We
did.
slept good. We woke up the next morning and we walked the beach for a little bit. We got,
Mhm,
I think we got like a juice and
Hmm.
we just explored a little bit. We just wanted to get out and just explore. It was hot. Well, I'll tell you, it was hot that first day.
And I was not complaining
I
because
wasn't
mhm,
complaining.
I'm like, we are no longer watching this through YouTube. We are here. We can smell the street. We can smell the street food. We can hear the juice. We can hear the Bombay man.
Bombay, the sounds of Vietnam. Right.
yeah.
Just super excited because we went from airport benches to a bed that night because so we were so excited to sleep and we were even more excited to just get up and just explore. So we were thankful. We were
Very
thankful.
thankful.
Yeah. It was no longer a dream. It was something that we felt like there's a lot of things in our lives that we have brought to reality as individuals, but that was the first thing that we came together as a unit and said, this is what we were going to accomplish and put a plan, set a plan forth and accomplished it as a unit. And so it was very,
Absolutely.
very exciting to
Mhm.
go through that whole entire experience and say, we're not in Atlanta, we're not in Kansas anymore.
Nope.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So y'all going to meet the wizard, not in Kansas anymore. But so explain like the first, because it excited the first time there, first 48 hours week excited. When the excitement wears off and the
It
first
hasn't.
like real has it. So what was the
No,
first
it hasn't
culture
well enough.
shock?
I would say it's a culture shock mostly. Um, we getting used to speaking the language a little bit, so that's
Mhm.
the language barrier sometimes. But the traffic is crazy. Like I enjoy riding bikes.
Yeah.
It's always an adventure because you never know what you're gonna see.
Mhm.
New foods to eat, new places. Like we ride around so much, and it's like, oh, I never seen this before. Like today we went to an amusement park, and even though they
Mhm.
had an amusement park downtown, you're like, oh
Mhm.
wow, like having a bike and having a place now. We have an apartment here, so we're able to travel every day to different places we get to see. We've been to the beach, of course.
Mhm.
When we first moved here, we're just like, just one area we was in, but now we're able to explore more different restaurants and attractions, shopping, a lot of shopping. Every week we get massages,
Yeah.
nails done, all that stuff. So, and it's a reasonable price,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
for a 60-minute massage, I think we paid $14 a piece, so it's like $28.
Mhm.
In the US, that's $400 massage,
Right.
Right.
Right. Right. Yeah, for
So
me, you said every week for massages is every day for
Yeah,
me.
he was
Yeah,
getting a massage every
every
day.
day.
We were like, I would do like 2, 3 times a
Evan.
week. I was like, okay, I'll come with you this time.
Yeah,
But
Yeah, watch some
yeah.
Thai massages.
yeah. Mhm. So you mentioned food, food and the health of the food. Explain the food difference between the U.S. and Vietnam.
I should go on now.
Gosh, so much more healthier. And I'm going to give you guys a
Mhm.
prime example. So in the US, meal prep was a thing that we're like, oh yeah, we're gonna meal prep for the entire week, order, have this amount of food and just stock them up in the fridge and not the freezer, just the fridge, and
Mhm.
everything will be a-okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Did you eat Vietnamese food in Atlanta?
No, not really. No.
So this was your first, like in Vietnam, was your first Vietnamese food?
Yes. Yes.
Yo,
I
y'all,
mean,
You
compared,
know,
y'all
I mean,
so
stuff,
we
did
had
y'all,
it.
pie
Yeah.
and
y'all
stuff
stuff
You
before.
different.
yeah,
just
we
was like,
had
all
like
right, we'll just go
pho.
over there. Yeah.
We have like pho and stuff like that, or we'll have like Vietnamese takeout or something like that. But authentic Vietnamese food, no,
Mm.
Mhm.
Right.
no. It wasn't something that we were craving. It was the only reason why we started making versions of Vietnamese food at our
We were just
apartment.
excited.
So they make
Right,
and
right. It was just super exciting.
Mhm.
and
Mm.
yeah, so we never tried it. It was just pure love at first sight.
Mhm.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mhm.
So let's switch to budget. Like when you know you were coming your 60 days, Josh, you heard that they had a budget of $1,300. Did you make your specific budget? What was it, and how do you allocate it over there? Like as far as food, apartment, what was your budget?
We really didn't have a budget, honestly. We just kind of just jumped and was like, yo, whatever.
We got saved.
Yeah.
We got saved.
Yeah.
Right, whatever I say, we'll go ahead. We're just gonna make it work. We both work. She's an author, and out here we was, just networking with different businesses out here, and was able to, get a lot of work done out here and create a lot of great, just connections out here with business. And back at home too, I do a lot of networking and, excuse me, a lot of digital marketing. So we still make the money from the U.S., but out here the budget now we have a budget. So
Oh,
now maybe $1,500 a month.
uh-huh.
I mean, if even that, like
Yeah.
that's a good time.
Mhm. And that's what
That's
you won't go
luxury.
over. You won't go over 15. Or is that
Sometime, I mean, we haven't went over 1,500. I mean, I think our biggest expense is food. 'Cause we eat out every day.
right?
So we may spend maybe $500 a month on food.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's it. I
And I
mean, compared like food, um, rent is maybe rent with electricity, water, and internet. It's like 320, 345 a month, which is not bad.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
for transportation, maybe 50 bucks for the bike, and maybe gas is maybe for the month $10
Mm-hmm.
a USD, and massages and uh little small things that we do. It don't go over $1,500, so
Mm.
that's a good thing.
but we
And I
came
saw the
here with
apartment tour. So if you want to see what they get for, $320, check out their apartment tour. It'll show you what all you get for that.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as your bike, do you guys rent or you just like have a
We rent
okay.
a bike. Yeah, I think the
Hmm.
bike rental is 1.3 VND, which is about $50 a month,
Mm.
and you get around the city. It's real
Mm.
good. It beats a car note in America, I tell you
Yeah.
that.
Sarah, you
right,
got
filling
your
up
own
your tank
bike?
for $10. No, I would not dare.
See, that's what I tell them. I was like, we only getting one
Like,
bike.
no,
We only need
no,
one.
you
I'm
getting your
on the
own.
bike. I'm on the back. I am not driving. Okay. No.
I'm not
Yeah,
doing
and
that.
yeah,
I'm
and
like, these
Vietnam is
people are advanced. They're advanced race car drivers. I'm not
yeah.
doing that.
We was in Hoi An. She had a regular bicycle. I said she gonna kill me for telling y'all this. But we was riding from the market in Hoi An, and she was on a bike and she ran into a guy on the bike.
Regular bicycle. I
Regular
literally
bicycle.
ran into a guy, and I was like, no, no, absolutely not.
She
The
felt so
streets.
bad.
For literally about a week straight, I would not stop talking about how I hit this guy with my bike, and he was like, "Babe, it's okay. That's how you know you're right." He said, "If what was your slogan?"
Yeah, if you don't drop your bike, you're not a rider.
That's true.
Yeah, well, it's
I,
not
I
like
would,
Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City. That is
Oh, that's
10 times
totally
worse.
different.
Yeah,
I
that's
wouldn't do
different.
it. I wouldn't do
Don't
it.
get
Even the women, when I see them riding their bikes here, I'm like, yeah, well, they're veterans. They've been doing this since they were 2. There's no
right.
way that I'm getting on a bike out here. It's not happening. Even when Jay's driving, I'm the in the back seat just going, oh, oh.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's
Mhm.
crazy.
They're magical people. I kid you
Mm-hmm.
not. I'm like, God has his hands on this city for real, because I don't understand. They'll be this
Right.
close to an accident. Like, and they're just
Hmm.
like, oh.
Yeah, some of these intersections don't have no stop signs or red lights,
Yeah.
so you just figure it out.
And
Hmm.
it's like every
Yeah.
single thing that we learned about driving in the US, it didn't mean anything in the US. It means something
That's
here.
true.
Like when they tell you you're driving for other people, yes, here you
You really
really
drive
are.
for other people.
You really are
Yeah.
driving for other people because they are in their own zone. They will come out of a side street, don't look left, don't look right. They're just zooming right by, and you just have to
Hmm.
be alert. And so, no, I will not get a bike to answer your question.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did because there's no way. Mm-mm.
Okay, you can be on the on the back,
Yeah.
but I
He
wanna
wanted you to get a bike.
Yeah, he was like, you can have your own bike. I was like,
because
absolutely not.
yeah, I'm gonna be driving and I already know what she's gonna say when I'm driving. So it's gonna be slow down, stop and turn here. I already know that. So it's like you need
Oh,
your
she.
own bike because I'm gonna be going faster than she wants me to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna just keep my
See,
head
Doc,
down and
yeah, that's
let
what I
him
do.
go.
Doc. I know that Jay would suggest that if I say things, so I don't even say anything. I just be in the back seat like, Lord, just get it. We gotta go. I don't say
Yeah.
I'll be
anything.
zooming on through, zoom, zoom, zoom.
I was like, oh, babe, you drive like a loco.
Like, yeah.
And that is not a compliment. Look, to
Yeah.
her, she was like,
I take pride of it. Okay.
Yeah.
Babe. And I'm like,
Like I do. I do.
Yeah, I want to still stay on the money for a second. I want you to break down specifically in each category the rent and utilities for people who don't know. What do you pay in rent, specifically electric, water, internet? Can you do that for us?
Sure. Rent for our place is $250 a month,
Hmm.
and
And this is a
utilities,
one
which include
bedroom, one
yeah, it's a
bath.
studio. It's a
Okay.
studio,
Hmm.
studio apartment with
balcony,
balcony and
fully furnished.
fully furnished, right? With
Hmm.
internet, and we have to pay for water and electricity. And this month, water and electricity came up to about $80. We never
Hmm.
turn everything. We live like Americans.
We don't.
Like normally, in Thailand or in Asia, when you leave, you have to take the little card out,
Yeah.
and it turns the power off.
We don't do
We
that.
leave our card in.
We
We have a
actually,
fridge
yeah, we
and
actually
everything,
Hmm.
so
put
we
two
don't.
cards.
Yeah, we need 2 cards. We can leave one of them in there. We do not. We do not turn our power off, and we run our AC nonstop because it's hot.
Hmm. Hmm.
So we don't turn it off. So it ran about $80 a month. So the 250 plus the 80,
Hmm.
this for everything for internet, water, and electricity.
Electricity.
So I'd say that's about 340, 345 every month. So it's not too bad.
Hmm.
And we say
So
that, humbly, because we were
Yeah,
coming from $3,000 a month. We're
right,
like,
yeah, I was just
but
about
not
that.
too bad.
Hmm.
right.
So Atlanta to Vietnam is a big difference as far as
Oh yeah.
finances.
Big
Yeah.
difference.
Hmm.
Big difference. The amount of money we were spending in Atlanta was ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't
Hmm.
even between our rent in Atlanta was like $3,000. Then light bill could be like 200 because again, we didn't change any of our habits. So we're doing
Hmm.
laundry, the same thing we're doing here. We do laundry every single. I do laundry here more often, to be quite honest with you. Um, it's we didn't change any of our habits that we came from Atlanta with. So our electric bill in our 1-bedroom apartment was at least $150 per
Yeah.
month. Then we had to pay the internet, which was separately, which was about $70 per month. And of course, the furniture wasn't included, so we had to furnish the place, which was a whole nother expense within itself.
Right.
And so, oh yeah, it's and of course,
And food. Food is
right,
way more expensive, you know. We had Whole
Right.
Foods downstairs, so we're
every
trying to
day.
go shop Whole Foods every day, and that's that's an arm and a leg. You gotta
Yeah,
take out a loan to go make groceries. I
yeah,
say make groceries because I'm from New Orleans, grocery shopping. We'll go grocery shopping, so yeah, that was a whole
yeah.
different.
It's a drastic difference because we're looking at like $7,000, $6,000 to $7,000 that we're blowing from date night food and everything like that in Atlanta, and then here it's 1,500. Like Jay said, it's a drastic difference, and we talk about that too because we flipped that debt to income ratio. And so it was very difficult for us to save in the States, which is why we're like, oh, you know what, 60 days is what we're going to give ourselves, and we're just going to leave because it's impossible to really genuinely save and do everything that we want to do. And now that we're here, we're realizing that, oh, we flipped it. We flipped the debt to income ratio where now we have more income and less debt, which is fantastic. It gives us an ability to save, and it gives us the ability to do whatever it is that we want to do.
Right. Especially like trying to live on a 30% rule. I think 30% of your income shouldn't be going towards 30% of your income should be, I think, rent and utilities and stuff like that. And most Americans are spending at least 50% of their
Right.
income on living expenses alone. So it's like
Right.
that's crazy. And most people live paycheck to paycheck, and that's not a good way to live. That's very stressful and give you a headache. I tell you that.
Amongst everything else, is giving a headache.
Right. We know
Mhm.
how it is. So it's a
Yes,
struggle out there, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
The US is
Yeah.
it
crazy
is
right
tough here.
Mhm.
So
now.
culturally, like what has been the biggest culture shock, and also like how has the Vietnamese people embraced you? Do you have any like stories about them?
We love the Vietnamese culture so much that having to go to Thailand in a couple of weeks is questionable.
Right.
Like,
What?
Right.
yes, we have been waiting to go to Thailand. We've been so excited about Thailand.
Uh-huh.
We even said, you know what, we're probably going to be in Vietnam for this amount of time, and we're going to spend the rest of the time in Thailand. Let's go to Thailand early.
Right. We was really thinking about
All of
going to
that.
Thailand
And
early.
now we're like, wait, but but we have so many aunties here at this point. We got
Right.
smoothie auntie, designer auntie. We have like aunties, so we just we're like
Mhm.
aunties. So them it's like, hey, you guys are family. Have baby, drop off. We take care.
Right. We want to raise the kids. It's nuts. Yeah, I mean, and they really like family to us for real. They accept
Yeah.
us, and just the community in general. Like I know you guys know how it is. Just walking around, they want to take pictures of you and
Mhm.
different things. Like I really love the culture here and the people. The people are amazing, especially
Yeah.
teaching us the language and
Mhm.
everything. And once you learn the language and you start speaking, they be like, "Oh wow, like your Vietnamese is good." So
Mhm.
I enjoy that.
yeah, we really
I
enjoy
enjoy the culture. Like it's vibrant. It's just I was talking to my brother and I was just like, I love how nice they are and how caring they are and how, it was raining. I just went to buy food at a
it.
restaurant
That's
and
funny.
it started pouring rain. Mind you, the entire time as they're preparing the food, I'm like, yes, it's gonna rain. I'm gonna be so excited because I just want to go and get wet in the rain and have a good time. And Jay's like, grump. He's like, no, I don't want to go outside. Let's just wait till the rain stop. I don't want to do this. And finally he's like, you know what? I'm tired of waiting for the rain to stop. They hand over my food and I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go and get in the rain with you. So he's like, yeah, let's just go grab the food, let's just go home. I'm like, okay, great. So I'm super excited. And the owner of the restaurant, she stops me and she's like, no, 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 grabs the raincoat. And she's like, yeah, you put on a raincoat. And I was like, I don't want a raincoat. I want to go get wet in the rain with Jay.
I took my shirt off. I'm
He
getting
takes
it.
his shirt off and he's so excited. And I'm like, I don't want to. She puts on the raincoat. She's buttoning it up on me. She
Like
puts
a
it
little
over my
kid.
head. She takes it off, put the helmet on, put the raincoat. She buttons it all the way up. And I'm just sitting there like, I don't wanna.
I'm over here on the bike just laughing at her.
So it's just so different versus if you were in the States. It's like, okay, you got your food, we got your money. See you later. It's raining. However you get home is how you get home. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some kind people who are going to say something like, "Hey, would you like an umbrella?" But to go to the extent of dressing you wouldn't
Yeah.
happen.
Mhm. Yeah, real quick though, I want to touch on how do you feel about, because we got this a little bit, the people taking pictures or the people curious
hmm
about you because you don't look like everybody else. That doesn't bother us when we go to
Mhm.
these places, Singapore, Vietnam, and all of that. But a lot of people don't like it. How you feel about that?
It don't bother us.
No.
Bother us. We love it, honestly. You
Hmm.
know, I take pictures. I speak with the people. I talk to them, and I think it's more of a curious thing. You know, they don't see a
Yeah.
lot of black people, so it's like I
Hmm.
understand it. You know, so it don't really bother us. We feel like celebrities sometimes. We just be like, yeah,
Yeah.
hey, yeah.
Yeah, that's
They
what we
really
look
know
at.
us. We always around the community. We always talking to people. Like we just finished getting something to eat, and one of the guys stopped us. He talked. We know him from the beach. We work out. And like Danae is a small city, so you
Hmm.
see people one time, you see them over and over again. So we
Right.
always talking to people. If they hear us out talking, they ask us where we from, and so it's a like I said, it's a huge community of people that they love to talk and love to mingle with, different people. So we love it. We
Yeah, we
really
don't
do.
mind. And one thing that I've gotten used to, and well, I want to say both of us really gotten used to, is Vietnamese people have no filter
Oh, they sure don't.
whatsoever. They have no filter and no boundaries. So they will walk up to me and touch me wherever they want to touch me and be like, is this is this what it is? Like touch Jay, like, like, oh,
Oh,
okay, good
yeah.
buddy, good
Yeah.
buddy.
Yeah. We have
So
a video,
Yeah,
right? We actually have a video
yeah.
when we were in Hoi An
hmm
and the older ladies were coming up to me.
It was like, oh, what is all this?
yes,
And then they would
Oh, yeah.
touch
They'll do
like,
it.
Why these people think Damon is I can't. Look, no, they fighting. They fighting over my.
yes.
Yesterday we was we was at what is it called Hans Market. Hans
Uh-huh.
Market. Yeah.
Why is she touching my butt?
Bên này này, bên này này.
Look.
Bên này móng.
Why are you touching my booty? You want my booty?
Yes.
Yesterday we was at what is it called Hans Market. Hans
Uh-huh.
Market was getting some clothes, and they do the tailor some clothes. So the lady was like, she must have smacked her about 100 times on the butt. Oh, chill.
Yeah.
Skirt up and
I
everything. I'm like, yo, you can't do that.
Yeah, I thought it was off because with her,
yeah.
she's gifted too. So I,
Right.
I
Got the genetics.
yeah, and you know what we did? We did. One of the ladies actually said why. She said why. She said because we don't have the ladies don't have it. African genes and
Yeah.
stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
don't have it, and the people you always want what you don't have. So
Yeah.
this is why they're looking at her like that, and yeah, I thought it was
It's
off with it. It wasn't. We don't
Like,
take
it's
it
not
like that.
offensive
Yeah, we don't
at
take
no,
all.
it.
we didn't
Right.
either.
We don't take
We didn't take it. We didn't take. I'm sitting here while they're acting. She's literally just going crazy, and I'm just working on Jay, like making sure his shirt's fine. And she's like, "Look at this! Look at this!" Like, she's like, "What are you?" I'm giving her instructions. Like, she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "We work out." I'm like, she's like, "Oh, you work out?" And she's like, "Oh, we thought you were like, how old are you?" They're asking questions because to them it's like, "Your hair. How you do that?" Like, it's just, or even one of them will touch. Oh, this is funny.
Yeah, like it's funny. Can I touch you? Or touch your beard and everything? Like
Yeah,
this is different for them, And they want them
Yeah.
genetics. It's like, well, it's genetics. We can tell y'all to
yeah,
work out.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
yeah,
And that's what we tell people.
yeah.
You
You
guys
can't really get it. Like it's
Just
more
embrace it.
genetics
Yeah,
than
just
anything.
embrace, because that's what they're doing and showing you love. So just embrace it. You
Yeah,
know.
it's all love.
Yeah.
We embrace it. We love it. Every moment, every picture, every smile. We could be in the middle of a workout sweating and they're like, "Hey, yeah, picture." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sweating." And they're like, "No, no, no, it's okay."
Yeah, you don't take
Yeah.
pictures. Of
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
We don't see
love
it
it.
as derogatory
Right.
though, like most people do.
No.
Right.
Yeah, it's not. We
Mhm.
had
And
that in
something safe.
Singapore. We had that in Vietnam
Mhm.
and Thailand. When we first went 2018, we had that.
Mhm.
Um,
And in
that
the Philippines,
in the
that was
Philippines.
fun. A bunch of school
Yeah.
kids ran up to us and they were
Hmm.
like, we
Yeah.
took pictures with them. They was asking all kinds of questions. We had a ball.
Celebrity
Yeah.
status.
Yeah.
Said something that was super funny to me about that experience. He was like, "Hey, Jay, you should probably, take their Instagram or Facebook and see when they post that picture of you guys what they're saying."
Yeah. True. But right. What I wanted to ask about is you guys starting a business over in Vietnam. I saw the one video with the book you made for the restaurant and stuff like that. Tell us about that.
Yes. So, as an author, so I have two written published books and I have two coffee table books. And the coffee table books are books that I've created to capture entrepreneurs and business owners that cannot afford to pay for ads. And so I'm not sure if you guys remember the Yellow Pages from back in the days.
Mhm.
Yes. So I created the modern day version of the Yellow Pages. The Yellow Pages, was this big bulky book that you will look through the numbers and then you stick it back underneath the cabinet because it's so big there's no place that you can put it. And so I thought of an idea to create a coffee table book, an aesthetically pleasing book that will have information, QR codes of all of the businesses that are like small entrepreneurs, small businesses and entrepreneurs inside of that book. And one of the amazing thing is it features 150 people. Now, in Vietnam, coffee table books are not very popular,
Sure not.
but in the States, people are paying for coffee table books for purely for aesthetics. And so why pay for a book for aesthetics that has absolutely nothing to do with you or a person that you know that has a business, when we can pay for a coffee table book that is not only featuring yourself but also features other entrepreneurs? And the way that I thought about the process was, if you purchase the coffee table book for yourself, you're thinking, I'm promoting my business. I want the aesthetics of having a coffee table book that features me in it. But there's also 149 other people's business that you're promoting. And coffee table books are conversation starters. So I wanted to bring that concept here to Vietnam. Half of the businesses can't afford to pay for promotion, and tourists are coming in and out of the country constantly. So why not create that same coffee table book for the businesses and entrepreneurs that are here as well, and then sell that coffee table book on Amazon and Barnes and Noble, so that people can not only find the places extremely quick, but then these businesses are getting free promotion without having to pay for ads or anything like that. So some of them are like, "Hey, I want my individual book about the restaurant itself," and that's where that video came from. So we just did, Jay and I just got together. We would eat there all the time, get to know them, understand the culture, and we would take pictures, and we just put that in a book and create a book for that specific location. And so far, we've done that in two different restaurants, but we've created the I Love the Name travel guidebook also, which is now in Barnes and Noble, so people can go and grab them.
Oh,
Absolutely.
that's amazing. You'll have to put the link so everyone can see that wants to go to Da Nang, because it's definitely a place
Yeah.
worth visiting. So how have they been receptive? And
Yeah.
they're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They love it.
They love it.
And I have a marketing background, so I always give them tips about marketing and digital marketing. So when it comes to, Google profiles and getting Google reviews, as people, we always look up reviews on, the places that we go at to make sure that we want to eat there or get services done. So Google is very important, and just running ads or, Facebook. A lot of people out here deal with Facebook. A lot of people out here, they love Facebook. They have their Facebook pages. So, just giving them different pointers on how to increase traffic to their stores
And
and
brand
make sense. And
awareness.
yeah, definitely brand awareness.
Yeah, so we kind of just collaborated his marketing genius into the whole book concept. So whenever we walk by, even down the street, people are saying hi to us, and I know that they're saying hi because the books that we created for the restaurants, they didn't just buy one, they brought several, and they have them just sitting on their tables. So when we're walking down the street, people are like, "Oh, we saw you in the book. Oh,
We're in all the books.
we're in all of them because we're eating in the restaurants daily just so that we can understand the culture." So so we're walking down the street and people are like, "Hey," and we're like, "Oh, hi." I
We
don't, do
don't
we
know where
know
y'all
them? I
live.
don't know that. We're like, hello. And they're like, "Oh, they're naming the place that they would see us." And we're like, "Okay, so the books are working the way that we want them to work. They're leaving reviews for the restaurants. They're doing exactly." And of course, the owners are telling us feedback as well. Like, "Oh, they love the books and this it's not popular." And they're like, "We don't understand how we don't know about that." And it's just really kind of see us bringing something that is, I want to say, I don't want to say it's not a big deal as coffee table books, because people are buying $200 for the Tom Fords and the Chanel coffee table books just to place on their coffee table for aesthetics. So I don't want to say it's not a big deal, because $200 is pretty much a big deal.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's an investment, but it's really dope to see that transition here. And to see them say, we would have never thought that this was something big, and I'm looking forward to seeing like how it turns out being here like 6 months.
Nice, nice. So let's talk about like inspiration, because there's so many people, and seeing you guys, I can't tell you how you guys have inspired us, because we're transitioning.
Our transition is slow.
Yeah.
So yours was 60 days.
Go.
Like,
we had decided. We had decided to do it earlier this year. We had made a decision we was going to go by the end of the year. So, but moving money, getting stuff in place, and getting things, because I'm like that. Everything needs to be stable for me to do anything.
Yeah.
So, me, I'm not jumping off the cliff. I'm not doing it. So everything needs to be stable. So we're doing that now, which is not so simple. But I'm just looking at you on 60 days.
Yeah,
60 days.
So if you had to inspire people, like you hear someone like, "I want to do this, I don't think I can," what are some words of encouragement just to let people, you know what, this is attainable. You so can do this. People are doing it all the time.
I'm also like a planner too, and I like to have things in order. But I also know sometimes too, when you plan, things don't go as planned, or I try to plan sometime, it just go left sometime, and you never jump. So a lot of people are like, "Oh, I always want to do this, I always want to do that," and you never go around to it. So our motivation was just do it. Just like we didn't know, we didn't have this crazy plan. Like I said, it took 60 days for us to we made our mind up that day, and we was like, we gave ourselves, it really was 30 days at first, but we extended to 30 more days to try to get things more in order, which it didn't work. It did not work.
We spent more money.
We spent more money trying to save more money, and it was like, you know what? We just have to go. So just in general, keeping God first and jumping, and doing what you really want to do. If you put your mind through anything, you could do it. That don't let nothing stop you at all.
And I would like to add to that by saying that you honestly, when you look at, and I say this, Jay and I, we had that conversation to motivate each other in days where we weren't so comforted with the idea in Atlanta. We knew we were going to do it, but it just felt like we're spending more money. So then it became discouraging. But the motivational conversation we would have with each other is, I would look at him and I would just say to him, "Babe, how many times have you failed in your lifetime before you ever met me? How many times have you actually failed something? You can look back and be like, oh, yeah, you know what? I failed. I didn't accomplish this mission. You set a plan and you didn't accomplish it." And he's like, I never set a plan that I didn't accomplish. And I was like, well, me neither. So if I've never failed, you've never failed. Why would I think that this particular plan right here at this moment, this plan that we're putting forth together, when two or more are gathered, we're about to fail? Like, why would I put that in my mind? It doesn't make any sense, because I don't fail. I don't lose. I win. And if you're a winner, and now we are both winners, we're the Floyd Mayweather of whatever this life is.
That's awesome. I
Yeah, they
love
have
that.
that. It's true.
And so that would just really be like, yeah, you're right. When you look at your resume, you never failed because you're still here. And yeah,
Right.
things may not happen the way that we planned it, but we're still here. So it's just like, why not bet on us and just make it happen? Why not? However we're thinking this is going to go down, we're just going to keep that mindset and we're just going to move forward with that.
Mhm.
And I
Right.
think that biggest motivational thing for us to just keep that in mind. We do not fail. We don't lose. So why think we're going to lose today?
You have to be positive. You have to stay positive.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome because I think fear keeps a lot of people crippled,
Right.
you know, and it's like, how do I move forward? But you guys are showing people, like, listen, just do it. And as you said, most of the time it is going to work out for you. You think like the more doubt you have, then okay, don't let the doubt seep in. Be, steadfast on this is what I want and this is what I can do. But this is amazing. It's been so amazing. I'm so glad we have like caught up, or we saw you and we heard your story, because you guys, I tell you how much we are inspired by your story. And we were like, we just have to share it with
I need a little bit more than 60 days. But
No, but I get it. I tell my partners that, and as men, we as providers and protectors, that mean a lot for us to have a solid foundation to build on and to create. So, it was a lot to really just jump and not have
you
that
see,
super
Jay,
solid
I'm
foundation
glad
of
you
planning.
said that, because for me, I tell her this because it's not just me. I have to take care of her. And
Yeah.
that is an added thing on me making everything stable. So it's just
Right.
more to think about, more to get right, more to do.
See, but
Yeah,
the
'cause I'd be
amazing
like,
thing,
let's jump. I'm sorry, go ahead.
right? And see, and that's the thing, and that's how I feel. It's like, let's jump, because what if you fail? What do you think? I'm gonna look at you and be like, oh well, you failed. I can't believe you did
And I
that.
truly believe you have a good woman on your side,
Hey,
it works out. And you keep God in the middle of everything, like everything works out, So trust me, as men, man, it's tough. It's tough not having everything in order, but I'm, definitely I see the process working and everything's going through, like I talk to my partners, they be like, "Man, I could have never did that, bro. How you did that? Of not having a solid job or this or that." I'm like, we just did it, man, and it's gonna work out.
and it has
It
been
has been working
the
out.
first couple of weeks. I want to say the first 3 weeks. It was, of course, because we jumped. Where you jumped. It's kind of like jumping off a cliff. You're at that tumbling phase, right?
You're not in your right mindset. I'm
You
like,
know where you
like, yo, this is crazy. What we
jumped off,
just did.
jumped off a cliff. You don't know. You're at that. You're really just tumbling down a hill at this point.
Right.
And but once you land and you're like, oh, you know what? This ain't so bad. A couple cuts, a couple bruises. It's not that bad. It was horrible coming down because you don't know where you're gonna land. But now that we are, I guess, embracing the culture, like Jay said, we have an apartment and we are starting to create the habits that makes us feel comfortable. It's like, oh, okay, well, this is pretty easy. This is what we were waiting to do. And to think that it only happened in less than 2 months. What's 2 months of tumbling?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it really wasn't a tumble, really, too. Like, it wasn't bad. We were steady, but mentally, it can make you feel like things is going chaos. It's like, oh, what's going on?
New
It was
country.
chaotic, new country. Like, what have we done? Like, we in a foreign land. You can't really get a job here because
We on a visa.
you're on a visa. Not only that, the jobs don't pay as what we used to making in the U.S. So, it was tough at first, but we got up, prayed through it, and income's coming in, and we good with business going well. So it's like, okay,
this
we
is
good.
what we
We
saw.
solid.
We
This is what
saw
solid.
this.
Not only that, like we really pushing on our YouTube channel too. I think that's one thing that we really want to do full time is just do YouTube full time. Our numbers are looking good, and we creating content every day pretty much. So
Yeah.
That's
We
awesome.
realized it's a job. We didn't.
there's a full time job.
Exactly.
YouTube is a full time job. So
It
you
is.
guys know you guys have a channel. Oh, it's a channel.
Detailed channel. So
Yeah.
when we look at your YouTube page, we're like, oh my goodness, they have so many videos, so much content. And we see that you go from the YouTube page to your Instagram.
TikTok.
And we're
We
like,
just doing one. And we like, man, how do they do all of that? And work and do all of this?
site and have a day. I'm like, she's a superwoman. I can't do that. I'm like,
Yeah,
Yeah, y'all doing
she
multiple
is.
platforms.
Mhm.
Oh, thank you
Multiple
guys.
platforms.
But we are so glad that we met you and we linked up, collaborated, because you guys are amazing.
Yeah.
But
oh, you
we'll
You
end
guys
it
are
here.
amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you. But definitely, I'll have all their links in the bottom on YouTube, Jay and Sara, Instagram, Jay and Sara Travels, on Facebook, Jay and Sara. And it has been a pleasure
Mhm.
meeting you
The pleasure
guys
is
The pleasure
and
is
hearing your
ours.
story. And remember to hit that subscribe button, like, and share this video to inspire others to experience the world of travel. Remember, every journey is a tale to unfold and a memory to hold. See you in the next video.